American tank crews had already learned a terrifying truth. Their main tank, the Sherman, was outmatched by German Panthers and Tigers. Every battle felt like a gamble. Every shot could be their last. Then something happened the Germans never expected. Suddenly Shermans began penetrating Panthers from the front. German crews were stunned. What had changed? The answer was hidden inside a small metal shell that would completely transform tank warfare. This is the story of HVAP, the round that turned Shermans into Panther killers. When Allied forces landed in Normandy, they faced an unpleasant surprise. German Panther and Tiger tanks dominated the battlefield. Their armor was thicker. Their guns were stronger. Their range was longer. The standard 75mm gun of the Sherman simply could not penetrate the Panther's frontal armor. American tank crews joked darkly, "It takes 5 Shermans to kill 1 Panther." And often that wasn't a joke. America's answer was a new version of the Sherman equipped with the 76mm meter gun. It fired faster. It fired farther. But there was a problem. Even this new gun struggled to penetrate a Panther from the front. The Americans weren't out of guns. They were out of ammunition technology. They didn't need a new tank. They needed a new type of shell. American engineers turned to physics. If normal shells couldn't defeat German armor, then speed and density would. The result was HVAP, high-velocity armor piercing. This shell was unlike anything before it. Inside the shell was a tungsten carbide core, one of the hardest materials on Earth. The secret of HVAP was speed. Standard armor-piercing shell, about 790 meters per second HVAP, over 1,000 meters per second. This wasn't just a bullet. It was a kinetic hammer. When it struck armor, it didn't simply punch a hole. It sent molten fragments exploding inside the tank. Tank crews called it "spalling the rain of steel." There was one major problem. Tungsten was extremely rare. Every HVAP shell was precious. Tank crews often received only 25 rounds per battle. They treated them like gold, saved for the moment that truly mattered. Fall 1944, France. American tank crews used HVAP against Panthers for the first time. Normally, Shermans avoided frontal fights. But now, orders changed. If you see a Panther load HVAP, German crews believed their Panther was invulnerable from the front. Then suddenly Panthers began dying. American Shermans were punching through frontal armor. German battlefield reports noted, "American tanks are now penetrating us from the front." They had no idea what had changed. With HVAP, the Sherman stopped being prey. It became the hunter. Panthers could no longer feel safe. Even Germany's most feared tanks now had to respect the Sherman. The psychology of armored warfare shifted. HVAP didn't make the Sherman perfect, but it gave American crews something priceless: a fighting chance. Sometimes the balance of war isn't changed by a new tank. Sometimes it's changed by a small shell, flying faster than sound.